What's up everyone? Welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, I am building a classic suburban family home in the world of Willow Creek. And I've never built on this lot before actually. I don't know why. For some reason, I just never ended up building on this lot, but it's a fun lot, and I really like this little neighborhood of the world too. So yeah, I was just in the mood to build a classic suburban family home. That will always be one of my favorite things to do in this game, or like to build in this game. No matter what expansion packs we get, I don't know, just suburban family homes are so much fun for me to build. I love just starting off with a rectangular box and then adding boxes to it and just messing around with the shape of the house and adding things and deleting things and playing around with the roofing. It's just so much fun for me to do, and I just really felt like building another suburban family home. So that's what I ended up doing. There's really not that much to talk about, for specific details about this house, because it's not that specific. It's not very special. It's just a very classic suburban family home, and I really enjoyed that about it. I don't know, I just had so much fun with it. I wasn't really using any sort of reference picture either. I started building from scratch, and this is what happened, and I'm really enjoying the outcome. It's quite simple, but at the same time, it's interesting enough, I feel like. So it's not too basic, but at the same time, it's not very complicated either. And yeah, that's what I really enjoy about it. And you can see me messing around with the color scheme for the exterior. I ended up using dark gray bricks combined with some beigey, light pink, I don't know what you want to call it, but that siding, I really like that color. It's very neutral, but at the same time, really pretty. And I did want this house to look kind of grand in a way. It's not that luxurious or not that crazy big or anything, but I felt like I just really wanted to try and make it a little bit more grand and just very inviting, and I just really wanted it to have that curb appeal, if you will. So that's really what I was trying to go for. And I think I succeeded. I think the house looks very good from the front. I think the whole shape of it is very inviting and very nice. And I also really enjoy the back of the house. I fenced in the whole backyard to kind of create that sense of privacy. And I gave them a nice porch area and just a whole terrace area. And I also ended up placing a pool in the backyard as well. So that's actually quite nice and more on the luxurious side. But I had the space for it, so I decided just to go ahead and place a swimming pool, because it is something fun for your Sims to do. It is a good activity to have. So yeah, I just decided to go ahead and do that. And I did the floor plan off camera. I usually do that because it just always takes me so long. And this video is actually quite long, as you can tell already. So I just went ahead and decided to not record me messing around with the floor plan. But the floor plan is not too complicated. You'll see it once we move into the inside of the house. I did play around with platforms for this house a little bit. I did not put this house on a foundation, but I did use the platform tool. So I just created that sense of split leveling that way. I always really enjoy it. However, the platform tool is very glitchy. It's kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie. I love the platforms. I love that we have the ability to use them in the game, but using them, using the tool itself, is a little bit of a pain, because once you start playing around with platforms, every room that you close off will end up jumping up super high, and then you have to put the platform down again. And if you want to mess around with the floor plan some more, then that will happen to every single room. And it's just a little bit of a pain. So I really hope that they will fix that at some point. But I mean, I am able to work with it, so if they don't fix it, I mean, I guess that's fine as well, but it's just a little bit of a shame. But yeah, the house ends up having 4 bedrooms in total, I believe, and only 2 bathrooms. You could make it a like 2.5 bathroom house if you wanted to, because I did put a laundry room in this house, and I literally only placed laundry machines and a countertop in there, and also a kitty litter box. But you could easily turn that into a half bathroom if you wanted to, like combined with the laundry room, or if you don't have the laundry machines, then you can just, I don't know, turn it into a half bathroom if you wanted to. Maybe even a full bathroom with a shower as well. I mean, you would have to fill around with that a little bit, but that would definitely fit, especially if you have one of the open showers from either Snowy Escape or Discover University, then that would definitely work as well. But yeah, I just decided to go ahead and place 2 bathrooms, like 2 full bathrooms and 1 laundry room. So yeah, the house does end up having 4 bedrooms, so not too many bathrooms. But yeah, I don't know. I thought that that would be kind of realistic, because once again, I didn't want this house to be too luxurious. Like, the master bedroom does not have an ensuite or anything, because the floor plan wouldn't allow me to do that, but I also just really didn't want to do that because that would just be a little bit too luxurious. Even though I feel like ensuites are a very common thing, especially for American suburban houses. I think that that is definitely something that is very common, but I'm not really used to that. Like, I live in the Netherlands, and definitely not every master bedroom has an ensuite. Like, that is not very common. I think only pretty like large and luxurious houses will have ensuites. So it's not something that is very common for me. But yeah, I just, what I'm trying to say is that is one of the reasons why it felt more realistic for this house to me to not place an ensuite. But I mean, if you wanted to do that, I am pretty sure that you could just fiddle around with the floor plan a little bit if you wanted to. That being said, you could also turn this house into a generations family home, because I decided to actually place or furnish the downstairs bedroom to be the master bedroom, and then there are 3 bedrooms for the kids upstairs. So I furnished a bedroom for a teenager, for a child, and for a toddler. So you kind of have all those like age categories represented in this house, if you will. So I just went ahead and did that. But if you wanted to, for example, turn the teens bedroom into a master bedroom and then have the grandparents, just give the grandparents a bedroom downstairs, then that is something you could definitely go ahead and do. If you only need 2 kids' bedrooms, then you could easily turn this into a generations family home. I mean, you could also use bunk beds in the kids' bedrooms. They're definitely big enough for that as well. So you could have more than 2 kids and still have it be a generations family home. It's all very much possible. I feel like this house is very easily adjustable to whatever your family dynamics are in this game, like whatever your household is like. I think this house will suit them. You could easily make it so that the house suits your family. So we are moving on to the interior of the house, and I actually use a lot of Dream Home Decorator for this house again. I am just never gonna get over those items because they're so pretty and so nice, and also perfect for a very generic family home like this. Because I was imagining that this house was probably renovated on the inside not too long ago, because they do have a very modern kitchen and also a very modern living area. Basically everything in this house is pretty modern, and the house on the outside, like the exterior for this build, is not that modern. Like it's not outdated or old looking either, but it's not quite as modern as it is on the inside. So I was imagining that this house was probably renovated on the inside not too long ago. They probably got like a brand new kitchen and things like that, and they bought like new furniture pieces, they bought a new couch and everything like that. They probably got some new flooring and nice white crispy walls and stuff like that, and new tiles in the kitchen. And the bathrooms are actually also pretty nice and modern as well. So I was definitely having a lot of fun with that. I did use the sectional couches for this house. However, I didn't use them as sectional couches. And I was really proud of myself for that because I really, really wanted to use the sectional couch in this house. But then I was like, you know what? No, I have to take a little break from that because I use sectional couches in every single build that I do lately. So I decided to go ahead and allow myself to use them but not place them as sectionals. So I made 2 separate couches, one 3-seater and one love seat out of the sectionals, and I think it looks really nice. They're very basic couches, which is definitely something I have been wanting for so long in this game. Like these couches, you can see that they are just very basic, very versatile, and just very usable, and I was having so much fun with that. Like, I don't know, how much fun can you have with just a basic couch? But I mean, I can definitely have a lot of fun with that. And I also went crazy with this darker wood swatch for the rest of the, for like the modular pieces and the coffee table and the side table and stuff like that. I thought that that like cooler wood tone was really nice and really complemented the whole color scheme in here. And yeah, I did not clutter up this build too much. There's definitely some clutter around because I was furnishing it for a family with 3 kids, or at least 1 kid and a toddler and a teenager. So I kind of imagined that there would definitely be some clutter around, but I was also thinking that the family is also pretty neat. I was thinking that the parents, they like their house to be clean and neat, and they want their kids to pick up after themselves. So that's definitely something, something that happens and that's important for this family. And so that's why I ended up not cluttering it up too much, but it still looks very lived in and very realistic in my opinion. I tend to always go for that sort of storyline, I guess, for larger homes like this. I mean, this house is not extremely large, but for me, it's pretty big. I usually build smaller houses, and houses like this always take me a very, very long time, and I always, for that reason, end up not cluttering up the houses too much. So I didn't do that for this house either. However, like I said, it's still lived in and nice and realistic. And I was also imagining this family would have a cat, so I also placed a food bowl and I placed a litter box in the laundry room, and I placed like a couple of scratching posts throughout the house and a cat tree in the study area. So there are definitely some items for the cat as well. And speaking of the study area, actually, you could even turn that into an extra bedroom if you wanted to. So you could even have more bedrooms in this house so that you could fit an even larger family in here. So yeah, like I already explained, I feel like this house is pretty versatile and very adjustable and customizable to whatever you would need. And one thing I also did not do for this house, which is really weird for me, because definitely for like family homes, like generic family homes like this, I like to create an entryway, like a closed off entryway with a coat closet and a shoe rack and a mirror and things like that, because that's something that I'm very, very much used to. Houses here in the Netherlands always have a hallway by the front door. Like you never enter straight into the living area, which once again, I feel like for American houses, it's way more common to enter directly into the living area. It's actually funny because when I was 16 years old, which is a long time ago, I actually went to the United States as an exchange student for a year. I stayed in California for a year with a host family, and I lived with them for a year, and they lived in a very nice little bungalow. It was a very nice house, and the first thing I remember, like when I walked into that house, like I had never been to America before. I had never been into an American house, I guess. It was the first time for me ever. So I entered into the house, and I remember being surprised by the fact that I walked straight into the living room from the front door. Like I opened the front door and the living room was right there. And that surprised me. That was something I was not used to. I was like, wait, this house does not have a hallway, like no entryway. That is so strange. That was so weird to me. I remember that very vividly, which it's not that big of a deal. I mean, the house does not have a hallway, so what? But it was just something that I was not used to at all. So for some reason, that really stuck with me, and for some reason, I was really surprised by that. So that was so funny, and I definitely remember that, like, when I was staying there in the United States, I remember every single house that I went to, except for like a couple of like exceptions, because some people lived in very large, like more spacious houses, and the more spacious homes sometimes do have entryways, but most of the houses, like where my friends lived, they did not have entryways, and that is something that stuck with me. So yeah, let me know, where are you from, and is it common for houses in your country to have entryways? I don't know, this is very random, but I'm very interested in this, so please let me know. So I guess that is just a little bit of story time for you guys. But as you can see, we are working on the kitchen right now, and I definitely needed to try and keep myself from using the countertops from Dream Home Decorator, because I really wanted to use them, but I definitely just really needed to take a little break from the counters from Dream Home Decorator. So I went ahead and used the kitchen cabinets, or the kitchen counters from, I think they're from Cool Kitchen Stuff. By the way, if you hear a little bit of noise in the background, my cat is eating her food, so I don't know if my mic will pick that up, but I feel like it would. So if you hear like a little bit of noise in the background, that is just my cat having lunch. I also need to have some lunch after this voiceover because I'm getting hungry as well. And now I'm kind of jealous of my cat because she has food and I don't. But that's okay. But yeah, I definitely needed to try and keep myself from using the Dream Home Decorator kitchen counters, and I'm really happy that I ended up using the ones from Cool Kitchen, because I think that they're so nice in here. I don't know why. I don't use those counters a lot, and that's mainly because I don't like the matching overhead cabinets. I don't like them. They have like glass little doors, and I don't know why, but they're just definitely not my favorite cabinets. But I went ahead and used these countertops anyway because I did not end up placing any overhead cabinets. So yeah, I used the countertops and not the cabinets, and it just works out perfectly. I think that the color of the kitchen is perfect for the whole color scheme of this house, and I was just really enjoying that kitchen. I think it might be my favorite space of the house. But as you can see, we are now furnishing the little study area that I was talking about before. I placed a cat tree in here because I didn't really have the space to place it anywhere else, and I really wanted the cat to have a cat tree. I mean, the cat does also have a cat bed and a scratching post, but I still also really wanted to give them a nice little cat tree so that they have their own like little dedicated space to sleep, even though they will probably sleep mostly on the couch and not use the cat tree at all, because that's what cats do. But I still really wanted to give them one anyway. Speaking of cats, I have mine right here. She just finished her lunch and then she started talking to me, but I'm doing a voiceover, so you kind of have to be a little bit more quiet. Is that okay? She's so sweet. Every time after she has lunch or breakfast or dinner, she just is very talkative all of a sudden, and she really wants to let me know that she, I don't know, enjoyed her food or something, or that she wants to go outside. I think you want to go outside, but we'll do that later. I have to finish this little voiceover and then you can go outside. Okay? Okay, I think she agrees with me. You can go now if you want. Can go now. Oh, she wants to stay on the desk. That's fine too. Everything works. Whatever you want. Anyway, as you can see, we have moved on to the master bedroom, and you could easily turn this into the grandparents' bedroom if you wanted to, for example, but I just went ahead and furnished it for the parents of this house, and I had a lot of fun with this one. I used a lot of the Dream Home Decorator modular pieces in here, and I created this little headboard situation. I mean, it's not really a headboard, it's more of a like I don't know what exactly to call it. It's just like a shelving unit that goes over the bed, if that makes sense. There's probably a word for it in English that I don't know or that I don't remember. But I just thought it would be nice to have some additional storage space above the bed. And then I gave them this modular wardrobe as well, but I just kind of created two separate pieces, as you can see. And yeah, I just cluttered that up with some decorative items as well. This bedroom is definitely very nice and airy in my opinion. There's not too much like stuff in here. There are definitely some decorations, but it's not crazy. Are you talking to me? I think she wants to play now, or she wants to go outside. I don't know. She just has to wait a little while. But as you can see, I just placed a little chair in the corner over here and an additional like scratching post for the cat as well. And then after that, we're moving on to the downstairs bathroom. And this one is pretty modern as well. It's nothing special, nothing crazy, but I really like the combination of the tiles on the wall and the tiles on the floor. I don't know why, because it's nothing like special or anything, but I just really like the gray and like the lighter brown or like the beigey color combined. I think it looks really nice. Then upstairs we have a little landing area, obviously. By the way, I'm sorry if this voiceover is a little bit all over the place and a little bit messy, but I have to keep like pausing my recording and then starting again and then just repeating something because there is for some reason a lot going on. My cat is very talkative and very busy, and a lot of noise outside and things like that. I don't know what's going on today. It's just a little bit messy, but I hope that that's okay with you guys. But we are moving on to the first upstairs bedroom, and this one is for a teenager. And I use a bed from Dream Home Decorator in here, which I allowed myself to do, but I told myself that I was not allowed to use a modular wardrobe in here. So I went ahead and just placed a couple of the base game dressers or like wardrobes that you can see, and I just kind of merged them together to make it look like one bigger dresser, if that makes sense. And then I also placed a desk in here, and the color scheme in here is very like beigey, pink, creamy, very pastel, combined with a couple of like pops of brighter colors, which I was definitely very much enjoying. And then I used that one wallpaper from Dream Home Decorator as an accent wall in here. I'm definitely very happy with that. I just really like the colors in here. I think they're so nice and light and creamy and just very inviting looking for some reason. And then I ended up placing a desk in here with a little laptop. I figured the teen could have their own laptop to work on like school things, and maybe they have a job, so they probably like saved up for the laptop themselves. And I also placed like some hair products and some makeup products in here, and a couple of like pictures with string lights on the wall. I was definitely thinking that this teenager is not that like old yet. They're not close to becoming a young adult. I think they're still like just a pretty young teenager. So the room is not too sophisticated. And then after that, we're moving on to the kids' bedroom, and I was definitely very much enjoying the color scheme in here as well. I used a lot of green and blue in here, and I used a bed from, what's it called, Eco Lifestyle, as well as a dresser from Eco Lifestyle as well, to kind of match the furniture in here. And I was thinking this kid is the only one I actually kind of thought of a personality for them, because I was thinking that they would be very much into animals, mostly cats, and they dream of becoming a vet. So that's kind of what I was thinking there. There is a lot of like vet related or like cat related clutter in here and decorations on the wall and stuff like that. I ended up placing some of the vet clinic posters that we got with the pet stuff pack, what's it called, cats and dogs. So I placed a couple of those on the wall. So yeah, I was definitely thinking that this kid, they really want to become a vet when they grow up. And yeah, they probably also spend a lot of time with the cat because they're just so obsessed with their pet. and just with pets in general. So that's definitely something that I was thinking for the personality of this kid. And then for the other kids, for like the toddler and the teenager, as well as the parents, actually, I didn't really think about too much of a storyline or of personalities, which is a little bit of a shame, but I don't know. I really, for this build especially, I just really felt like sitting down and building a classic family home. And there is nothing very special or specific about this build. So naturally, the family, I wasn't really thinking of too much of a very specific storyline either, which makes sense, but also it doesn't really give me anything to tell you about the background of this build, which sometimes is a little bit of a shame. But nonetheless, I was just really much and very much enjoying furnishing this whole thing. And I also really like how this toddler's bedroom ended up looking. I really love the combination of this bookshelf and the chair next to it. I could just really see a parent sitting down, spending time with their toddler, maybe reading their toddler a book or something, or just playing with their toddler in this bedroom. It's just definitely something that I could very much envision, and I thought it was really cute and just very wholesome. And I actually also included a toddler potty in this build, but it's in the upstairs bathroom, and I didn't record that one because the upstairs bathroom is quite similar to the one downstairs, and I just thought it'd be a little bit too repetitive. And since this build was already going to be pretty long, I just decided to go ahead and not record that one. But I will show you the upstairs bathroom when I show you the build in the game. So no worries, there is a second bathroom for this house, and I place a toddler potty in there so you can work on the potty skill with your toddler if you want to. Well, you actually need to. You should definitely do that. But then after that, we're actually moving on to the backyard, and the backyard is not too spacious. However, it's not too small either. I did make sure to place a grill and a large dining table in the backyard because I was definitely thinking that this family, they really enjoy their family time, and they really love to just invite over other family and just friends and just host dinner parties in the backyard with a grill and around the pool and stuff like that. I was just definitely thinking that this family would be very much into that. So yeah, I gave them a nice large dining table, and I also furnished a little seating area as well. And no sandpit. I was thinking of actually adding a sandpit to this house as well, but I ended up not doing that. I just closed off a little bit of the grass, and I just placed the monkey jungle bars in here. I think I got rid of the sand later on. Yeah, because I tiled up. I actually decided to tile up the rest of the backyard because I decided to place a pool, and I didn't like that there was like no grass at all in this backyard. So I decided to get rid of the sand in the sand pit and just place back the grass in there, so that there is at least a little bit of greenery in this backyard still. And I really wanted to add at least a couple more plants and flowers in this backyard as well. So I decided to close off this little area behind the pool, and with a half wall, as you can see, and I placed a couple of these base game planter boxes in there to make it look like one big planter box, if you will, to just add a little bit more flowers at least, because there is really not that much like greenery going on, because all of the activities and like the seating areas and stuff definitely take up most of the space in this backyard. But I really enjoy that about this backyard. It definitely suits the house in my opinion. So yeah, I was definitely having a lot of fun with that. And I also made sure to place a couple of bikes around the place because I thought that those bikes would belong to the kids, even though kids can't ride bikes in this game. I think teenagers can, I'm not sure. I think teenagers can, but kids can't. But I was still just kind of imagining that that the kids would ride the bikes and not so much the parents. But I feel like that is actually already going to be it for this build. So let's hop into the game and I'll show you the house in real time. So here we have the house in the game. As you can see, there is definitely some curb appeal going on, and that was also definitely what I was going for. I'm overall really happy with how this house turned out. I'll show you the backyard first. We have this large dining area over here with a grill over there, and then a couple of lounge chairs, and also a nice space to just hang out and enjoy the nice weather, a monkey jungle bar for the kids, and of course we have the pool over here. So lots of activities in the backyard actually. And then when we walk through the front door, we enter directly into the living area of this house where my sim is randomly hanging out because I was playtesting this build before I recorded this. So don't mind her, she's just standing there watching TV, so it seems. But yeah, here you can see that we have the living room over here, and I really love this couch situation. I think it's very realistic and definitely suits this house. And then over here we have just a little bit of a, I don't know, storage slash hang your coat slash store your toys area. I don't really know what's going on here, but I just thought that this would be a nice area to just store stuff and place toys in your backpack, and just a cat bed and a cat tree, or a scratching post, I mean. And then over here we have the dining area and the kitchen. And I think that this is actually my favorite part of the house. I just really love the color scheme in here, and I'm just very happy still that I used these countertops from the Cool Kitchen stuff pack. And I especially like them combined with black appliances, which is what I used for this house. And I don't know, the kitchen is not too big, but it is nice and spacious, and I just really enjoy it. And I like the open shelving instead of the overhead cabinets in here as well. It's just something a little bit different and modern. And then off of the dining area, we have this study area with the family computer and just an additional bookcase. And I also added a cat tree in here as well. And then over here we have a little hallway that leads into the laundry area, which is really small as you can see, but it has everything that you would need. And then over here we have the master bedroom, which I really like. It is very IKEA-ish, and I was definitely going for that sort of vibe. So they have their bed obviously and this overhead storage unit, and then over here across from the bed they have their wardrobe area. It's very nice and light and sunny in here, and I really like this bedroom actually. It's kind of luxurious looking. And then over here we have the downstairs bathroom with just a shower tub combination and a couple of laundry baskets. Nothing special, and it kind of speaks for itself. And then when we go upstairs we have this landing area, and over here is the upstairs bathroom that I didn't show you yet. This one has a separate tub and shower because I have the space for it. Also a couple of laundry baskets as you can see, and I placed the toddler potty in here, so there is a potty in this build. And then over here we have the teens bedroom. I think this is my favorite bedroom of all of them. I mean, teens bedrooms usually are my favorite because they're just my favorite rooms to decorate for some reason. It's very pastel-y in here, a lot of pastel colors combined with a couple of brighter colors as you can see here and there. But yeah, this bedroom is definitely very cozy in my opinion. And then we have the kids bedroom over here. This one is blue and green mostly, and as you can see a lot of animal decorations going on because I was thinking that this kid wanted to become a vet when they grow up. And obviously they do have a nice and spacious play area right here as well. And then last but not least, we have the taller bedroom. I like this one too. This one is also very pastel-y. I just think that this bed from Eco Lifestyle and these furniture pieces from Dream Home Decorator, they just combine so nicely and it looks so good. And I also used a dresser from Eco Lifestyle in here that I turned into a makeshift changing table. And I actually also hung up some clothes that I was thinking did not fit the toddler just yet. Obviously, they're still a little bit too big for the toddler, but they're just clothes that they need to grow into and that are kind of on display here. I thought that that would be a cute little detail, but that is actually it for this build. So this suburban family home, I called it the ultimate suburban because I thought that that would be fitting for this house. It's up on the gallery and it comes in at 107,243 simoleons. Extremely expensive. You will have to save up for this for a long time, so I suggest you just play play with money cheese, or you just redecorate the whole thing and make it a lot cheaper, because obviously it's very expensive because of all the clutter and all the decorations. But you can definitely go in and redecorate the whole place and make it a lot cheaper that way. So that is always something that you can do with my builds. But that is actually going to be it for this video. So I really hope that you enjoyed this build. You can obviously go ahead and download it off the gallery like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is Simmarysims. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram if you'd like. My username on there is Simmarysims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so. And if you want to be notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!